champ.
Alright. So, wait, what's her comp? Okay, Doomfist, Rain Zarya, Mara, and Mercy. Okay, fair enough. So, in this situation, something to always keep in mind, like before the game even begins, just take a look at your whole comp and kind of try to establish who's gonna need healing. So who to prioritize healing. No, we don't need to worry about Pharah. Obviously, he's gonna have the pocket. But Doomfist, when he goes in, obviously, Zarya's a good target. And you're not having that third healer. You don't have the third one. So also you're gonna have to heal Rain a lot, I guess.
Would be the most surprising.
But okay, so start, it's just began, and it's always nice. It's always nice if you go right here and start charging your shot like when it's 2 or 1 second till the game begins. And and there's this nice little opening that immediately when they turn the corner, you can just catch heads with your charged shot. So it's something to do, and it doesn't really cost you anything because you can easily move back because they're not gonna be this quickly to go in and punish you, even with Lucio. So it's just free ult charge. It's not even that you're gonna kill anybody. Maybe you will, and that's gonna be a bonus. But if you don't, you're still gonna get some nice ult charge, and that's always important.
Surprising what to begin with.
Come on, Jesse.
Oh, I quickly got back and mirror back.
Oh, they're also running pharmacy.
I can probably get the Pharah up down up this way.
Yeah, Blake is crazy. We actually GM Pharah, so.
All right. So knowing that they have a Pharah with Mercy at that, I would probably like to hang a little bit in the back because when you're here with Rain, you kind of don't, and you're focusing on the choke drawing, and you're focusing on the choke. You're not gonna realize or notice when Pharah makes the rotation over the tower and starts shooting you in the back. And then when she does, it may be problematic. So I think I would play a little bit further back, since you're not holding the main choke anyway. You kind of holding in between the choke and the point, so might as well just hold the point when it's where it's a bit safer because you can retreat quicker to the health pack. But yeah, but also I think at least here I feel like your whole team should at least back off a bit because here again you're not holding the choke, so they're gonna go through the choke anyway. And here it's a little bit of an awkward spot because when they push hard either through the right or here, you're gonna be backpedaling on the point, and you don't really want to be caught but backpedaling. You want to be establish a position and hold it.
Well, you could distract him.
All right, so as for Pharah, just, you have Pharah Mercy, they have Pharah Mercy, let them duke it out. The only thing to do is to just discord that and forget about it.
That's actually good.
So yeah, I like it. You discorded, Chris took care of business.
Push up. Pushing up so they can Yeah. Easy, let's go.
Don't go too far in.
I used the bubble. I used it way too early.
Yeah, that's good enough. Falling back, charging shield.
Because the thing about Pharah, when they have a Pharah, playing on the point as a Zen is smarter because there are just roofed areas both behind you and to your left, and both have a health pack. So if you're feeling the pressure because she starts shooting at you, you can just immediately retreat and have the roof above your head so she can't obviously hurt you.
They got Lucio.
Lady Scruty is watching you.
I wasn't watching it. I was just having overhead view of the whole thing.
Oh, they got Widow now.
Okay.
But also Pharah.
All right, so now we're just kind of moving back and forth, and all this time you could have been just spamming. Because, this is going to be a theme because I already watched it. I watched it twice, I think, kind of know what to talk about. And this is going to be a recurring theme when there is you have downtime when you don't really do anything other than heal when somebody's damaged, but you could have been pumping damage. even if it's, obviously you're not gonna probably kill anybody, but one, you're gonna destroy the shields, and second, this is very important, and you want this as quickly as possible.
But also Farah.
Yeah. This is just unlucky. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
That's some next
Got the
level.
Pharaoh, got the
Nice.
Pharaoh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but this is also, I mean, because in this meta, when it's pretty stationary and there's only Pharah, to be honest, that threatens you, you can hang near your range most of the time because there's no pressure, right? But you can also hang in the back because there's nobody there to kind of come for you other than Pharah, but you probably is gonna see it coming, right? There's no tracers, there's no Genjis, no monkeys, so it can be easily further back without being worried that somebody's gonna jump you and kill you, and you're not gonna get help. So in this meta, I think it's better to just hang in the back because it's just safer. You have no damage fall off, sense of distance doesn't matter when it comes to dealing damage. And what's important here is they have a Lucio. And if you played there with rain, you can get 5 seconds back.
But also Farah.
And you're here, right in the thick of it. If they speed boost right now into you, ignoring the fact that you're gonna get pinned in a second because of the unfortunate Pharah boop, but if they speed boost into you, your tanks are gonna survive the first few swings. They just beefy, but you won't because you're just 200 HP. So it's also something to, assess the play style. Kind of when you see their composition, then kind of assess it and realize that, okay, they have a Lucio, so they can speed boost right into our team. So I should be in the back. So they don't really, run into me. And because, if you caught here, there's just nothing you can do if they speed boost into you. But if you were further back, let's say near the payload or somewhere, or even further there, right, when there's the gate, even near the gate, that's a pretty safe spot actually, because you can immediately rotate right side to the right height side to the health pack, and you're gonna have a roof above your head, and you can just constantly pump out damage, and they don't have anything to contest. But yeah, always when they have a Lucio, you need to play further in the back.
What?
Take notes.
I got the Pharaoh, got the Pharaoh.
Oh, nice.
Mikai stops playing Overwatch.
Start slow. Start very low. Am I lagging?
One.
Lagging.
Where's he missing?
Ryan could die. Ryan half. Fight's not over yet.
Mercy
Oh
low, Mercy low.
shit.
All right, and this is also something. You threw orbs like Harmony, you threw Discord, but there's no shooting.
Shit.
Run dead.
Sorry, I had to die. She's so,
All right, and you shoot 2 orbs,
so charged.
Mercy on the right side. No, left side. Left side.
and then
Left
2
side.
more, but they pretty much gone. And throughout all this time, you could have been shooting at least 10 shots, probably even more. And again, it's been minute 15, and you only have 40%. At this point, I think you should be at least 6. And that's just how it is in this game. Shooting people just really gives you the charge. So there's no ammo in this game, in a sense that there's no ammo crates or whatever. That's infinite ammunition. You want to shoot as much as possible, because it again creates it builds your ultimate, and it puts pressure on the enemy team. It can give you picks, obviously, but the most important thing is the ultimate.
So it's okay.
I got my meteor strike so we can combo it if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. You and I. Let's do it, okay?
Because and again, why cancel the shot? You could have just shoot the choke. Maybe somebody. But so and again, this is going to be a theme on top of it. It's very much connected with building your ultimate. It's just that you play really passive when it comes to just shooting. Like there are many opportunities that you could have taken and put some damage output, but you just decided against it.
Ready when you are.
Chris,
Oh wait, never mind.
Ah, he shifted. Fuck.
Hmm.
Unlucky, unlucky. Okay, fall back a bit.
Yeah, because this is a part of his kit, right? Dealing damage. That's why he's different from other supports where you don't really, especially like Mercy or even Lucio or Moira, you're not there to do damage with them. I think it's always been kind of my my motto, say that Zen, it's 120 damage per headshot. That's huge damage, and if you're not really gonna utilize it, then you're just really wasting the potential of this character.
I need to recharge. Yeah.
Oh god.
We rested?
Dying.
Bubble.
I got it.
Bubble, bubble.
All right, so here, as they coming in, and we know they have a Pharah, right? So putting it, and they pushing in, putting yourself here, rotating right hand side, is, yeah. What if Pharah comes from the left, on the right hand side, and yeah, and look, if you went all the way there into the little house in there, there's a health pack in there, there's a roof, and you can even take high ground. And high ground in this meta for Zenyatta is really powerful because they have, yes, I listen.
Sorry I interrupted you, but you were talking about the little room.
Mhm.
But what about the room that we see in front of us on the left side?
This one?
Yes, correct. Do you prefer that one or just the house?
That depends which way they're coming from, because if they come in through here, you still want to look at them and have that there in your line of sight. And if you're hiding in there, you don't see anything happening. Sure, you can rotate for a flank, but that's dangerous. It can be beneficial, but it's a ballsy play. But a way safer thing is to just go top side on the left-hand side and even take the high ground, because again, you're gonna have everything that's happening here and even here. Come on, you're gonna have line of sight. And I'm gonna repeat, they're gonna have high ground, and it's very powerful, this meta for Zen, because they don't have anything to contest. Like, okay, this game they have a Pharah, so she can turn her attention, but other than that, there's nothing. You're gonna be powerless, and you're just gonna be topside pumping damage.
So it's just up to me as Zen player to keep an eye on either Hanzo shooting me or Pharah, basically.
Yes.
In range.
So yeah, these are the only heroes this meta that can go after you, which is Hanzo and Pharah, pretty much.
All right, cool. Thank you.
I'm gonna kill person.
And yeah, so yeah, here it's a risky position because we kind of in the thick of everything.
Good enough. Both tanks are low.
Oh, Fire got me. One support.
Yikes.
I like that you communicated immediately you died. You said that there's only one support left. It's a very important piece of information for everybody else. And sometimes it can mean a difference between, somebody being confident that you have support, they going in, and all of a sudden it turns out they didn't have healing because healers died. So I like the comms.
Nice. Only Mercy left. And Fire. No, Widow.
Widow dead.
Mm-hmm.
Out of here.
Okay, I'm gonna go Barrage
Hell yeah.
this fight, so super twist,
Yeah.
stick
And
with
I
me.
bubble you.
What are you gonna do it in here?
Fire on the arch.
Stay with me, please.
Ah, Fire knows I'm here.
You're gonna speed boost then.
Yikes. But now you're gonna survive it. Yeah, but nice play on the Pharah. I don't really advise shooting Pharah too much because it's wasting time basically. You can discard. Yeah, definitely. And again, you want ult charge, and the chances you're gonna shoot Pharah out of the sky when she has a Merc on her is really slim. It happens very rarely. I try to do it sometimes, and it happens like once every 3 games or something, and then she's gonna get rezzed anyway. So, but yeah, heads up play from Zarya, the bubble, nice heals, and you could actually stay inside, because they kind of pushed on the point.
Yeah.
And they have to take it. Obviously, they have to contest it. And yeah, I guess you wouldn't. But still, you know, she would kill 2 or 3 and that would be the end of the point anyway. But
So-
it's what we want to do with Zen is to just limit the situations in which you're in danger. By just positioning yourself in places where you have an okay line of sight that allows you to see pretty much, you know, at least most of the stuff that's happening while being protected from just the chip damage that they can do from the distance. Like I saw you uploaded today the Anubis game that we played on Sunday, and I think it was somebody was saying that it's just so that I'm so annoying, but that's the and so annoying as a Zenyatta player because I always put myself in a position where I can put constant pressure on the enemy team, but they can't really respond to me unless they're gonna devote resources to really chase. And this is what we want to do with Zen in general. Just be this really annoying guy in the back that pumps out constant damage, and there's no way of getting him easily.
Sorry, I should have told you.
Okay, I'm shit. Lol.
But yeah, you know, they use ultimates here. You were kind of outmatched. Even if you stayed inside, they would just chase and kill you anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal. But what is kind of worrying that look, it's almost 3 minutes have passed, and you still don't have the ultimate.
Are we going to contest it or no?
No.
And again, and this is because you're gonna have it online, and we know they're gonna have Grav a barrage combo incoming, and you kind of don't really want to trance against it because it can still kill people. And you know, Frazie's good enough to know that if he's close to the Grav and he barrages from close range, he's gonna kill everybody through the trance anyway. So these are the situations. It's same like with Hanzo and Mercy on the enemy team. If you don't have an Ana, you don't even bother using Transcendent because damage boosted Hanzo ultimate will still power through the Transcendence and kill everybody. So these are the kind of, again, composition things that you have to think of when you're just kind of try to establish your playstyle for this.
I have trans for
It's not the best.
Saria ult.
Like earlier with Lucio, you know, you see they have a Lucio, you want to play further back because they can speed boost in. They have Pharah Zarya, you know, they can wipe you through the Transcendence anyway. So do we want to use trans defensively and try to survive it, or do we want to just ignore it, let them wipe us once, but then come back with a very strong offensive push that Transcendence is gonna enable? You know, these are the questions. You know, there are no good or wrong answers here because it all depends on how the enemy team plays. Maybe their Pharah is gonna be bad and she's gonna barrage from like 50 meters above. And then your trance is going to save your team. So it all also varies on how the enemy team plays and what they can do.
Fur on the air. Everyone's ready.
Keeping it busy.
Thank you, Chris. Yo, Vibe, keep talking.
I think, again, with this comp, I think it would be beneficial to, against their composition, would be beneficial to stay high ground. Like, sure, they have a Pharah and she can come up there and try to attack you really hard. But if you stayed top right, for instance, again, you have this walled roof area with the health pack. And from there, you can see everything, the whole approach, and you can spam constantly. And if Pharah devotes her attention to you, you can kind of just go when the staircase is, and okay, when she chases you, then fine, maybe you can take her out in a closed space because it's going to be, obviously it's not going to have the maneuverability, but yeah, you know, in general, I think the good rule of thumb, again, in this meta is just try to seek high ground and stay there because it's just going to be safer. Like here, they can shatter you, Pharah can flank you from behind, Zarya can grab you. I don't know what else they have. I think they switched to McCree.
One.
Alright.
I got ult. Ready when you are.
You got it? Cover that.
No, with you, Chris.
Up
I'm
right,
to
3,
it.
2, 1.
Yeah, I need you with me though. He's focusing me. He looks for the moment you
Holy
leave.
shit, I'm lagging. Oh no. Listen, I'll go a little bit back. They just fell.
Okay, nice Discord on Farah to keep an eye on her, because now that you grabbed and you didn't really get anything out of it, they probably gonna, sniff this opportunity and come out with the grab of their own. So it's always, in this situation, very nice Discord on the Farah, because you want to know where she is, where she's gonna come from, right? Because she's obviously wants to barrage. It's the same thing with Tracer and grab. And when you see it coming, you want to try to keep the Discord on Tracer all the time to know where she's coming from, because maybe you can kill her before she drops the bomb. Or maybe before Farah can barrage, maybe you can take her.
There you go.
No, that's okay. Just retreat after this. Retreat.
Ah, I couldn't.
Okay, let's hope this round.
Yeah, I'm getting off Doomfist.
But also with the ultimate charge, and that it, because it charged so slow, you kinda, I know the mentality of it, because I also have games where it's difficult for me to farm my ultimate. But then when it comes online, you kind of cherish it, right? You finally have it, and you really want to make the most of it, and that puts the kind of psychological pressure on you, because you don't want to blow it, because you were building it for 3 or 4 minutes. Now you want to really use it to its maximal potential, and I think it's somewhere in the back of your head, at least for me, and puts this extra pressure when I play, that I can't really blow it right now. This has to be monster trend. So again, with being more aggressive and having trends more often, you don't really have this feeling anymore, because even in a situation like this, they powered through the trends, they killed your team, but you can be like, well, okay, I'm gonna have a next one in like a minute 30. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, we need something for Pharaoh.
I'm going with him.
I'm going hands on.
I was gonna say, they can't. Oh, they haven't even pushed card.
You can still do a final push here. Don't go in yet, Johnson.
We got plenty right now. We also have Val. Sorry.
Yeah, if I keep.
I mean, it's actually pretty easy to play him right now, because again, you don't really have a lot of pressure on you.
Welcome to the club.
We're on left.
Pharaoh on top.
Mercy one.
Yeah, I can't come out. I need heals.
Mercy one.
You
Mercy
can see him.
I can't.
Mhm.
Pharaoh on the left side. I'm gonna charge in.
Good.
Yeah. I think the difference, because I know you play mostly a main support, but I think that's the main difference between the two, obviously. Like, first group, the main supports, the focus is very strong on healing. And you have to actively heal. Like with Mercy, you have to constantly seek people that are critical, help them as quickly as possible. Same with Moira. And with Zen, you just put an orb on somebody and that's it. And you can forget about this person. So your whole attention can then be directed into just shooting people and trying to get picks, stuff like this. So again, I'm going to stress that the offensive game for Zen is very important. I think it just takes so much pressure from your teammates and the whole damage department, because even when I sometimes play Zarya or Rain in competitive and I see that my Zen is popping off and is getting consistent picks, it's just such a comfort for me as a player or whatever, because I know that we have this nice stream of constant damage from our support player. And that's huge. I think that can be overstated, because it's also like this psychologically comforting for the entire team.
Yeah, a reliable Zen is pretty much a third DPS.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And here, nothing really you can do. I think they have ultimates. You're forced to go through small chokes, and then they have nice spam. It's just
Yeah, okay. See your voice.
you would have to come out with ultimates to contest.
Bollocks.
I'm curious if they're still going.
Yeah. Double sniper at that point was fucking useless.
Alright, I'm gonna go back into Doomfist, it's just close corners now.
No.
We need a lot of fucking spam here.
I'll go drunk right then.
Like, just, if we wanted to contest that, you can contest it with
What do you want me to play?
No, it's fine. No, Hans, Django's fine.
Alright, so here for the last point we have three options. We can either hang around with the rain, stay on the balcony, or stay here. Like, this is the safe spot, but I think you don't really have to choose it in this scenario, because they have a slow moving comp. There's no danger really for you. And the line of sight is kind of meh, because you don't see them. You're only going to see them when they turn the corner. And if you were on the balcony, that's a way better line of sight for everything that's happening.
Fine. Yeah, Junkrat's fine. Junkrat's way good. Oh yeah. Almost got Shatter. I have Shatter now. How that?
But also the thing is, because you don't run Brigitte, but if you run Brigitte, and she would probably be somewhere here, obviously, and being around her as a Zen is also a really good idea. Even though you're in the thick of it, it's a really good idea to be there, because you have the instant heal for 150 from Brig, you have the passive heals when she swings the mace, and you're really close. It's way easier to shoot people when they're close, because they're just closer. It's easier to aim at them. So if you had Brig, in this scenario, and a lot of games you're gonna have a Brigade, I think she enables Zen being just way more aggressive, and he can get away with way more than ever before, because of how she can pocket him and help him and enable the opportunities. Like, if she stuns the rain when he's discarded, it can really be an insta kill, and it happens, because with Hanzo and Zen right click, this, I don't know even for how long the stun lasts, but even if it's less than a second, it's enough to pump 500 damage and kill him instantly. But to kind of see that, and you have to be in the thick of it, right? But again, you don't have Brig this game, so this is just kind of for situations when you have Brigitte, that you can easily be with your teammates on the front lines, because she's just gonna give you protection, and you want to move as a unit there with Brigitte.
Ryan's half. Shield's breaking. So I'm gonna grab in a second. They still got grab. Oh no, they used I doubt.
All right, so with 240, 45 on Trent. So really, what we want to do, obviously, is build this as fast as possible. Especially, I don't remember when they grabbed last, but I think it was the Farah grab barrage, the beginning of the streets phase. So I think they have it.
I actually doubt it.
So okay, this is a good rotation if you're gonna go top side.
You've got so much focus on me
Sorry,
right
no team bubble. Sorry, has nothing.
This is on top of hand.
Okay, but this is where it kind of gets messy, because you don't see your team right now. You don't really have good line of sight on what's happening, because okay, right now you do, but if just somebody plays like a McCree or Farah, Farah's gonna hover here, McCree is gonna be on the high ground on the stairs, you're not gonna see them, and they move a little bit further, you're not gonna even see Tank. So, and look, if you were up top, you would see everything again, and they wouldn't have anything to contest you other than Farah. They would have to come all the way here to kill you, and that requires time, it requires resources, maybe some cooldowns like McCree's roll or whatever to close the gap quicker.
Oh shit!
Because yeah, maybe if you were up top, it would be way easier to shoot the Farah, and the barrage damage wouldn't be so devastating to your team. No, I mean, it's not a terrible play. I mean, with Lucio's beat, it's gonna be difficult, but the focus is solely on the front line. So if you can make this flank work, it can be huge. But in order for it to work, you have to kill the McCree. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? And this is something that I notice a lot of players do that. Like they just play, you know? You just kind of play. You don't think about what you're doing or what you're gonna do in 5 seconds or what's the plan. You know, they just play without a plan. And I just think having a plan is always better than not having a plan at all. So if you, when they were approaching, if you were like, okay, maybe I should take the high ground, I'm gonna have better line of sight, so on and so forth. This is a sort of a plan, and it gives you this idea of how to play for the next push or whatever, maybe even long term. But right here, you said yourself, you didn't even know what you're doing. And I know what you mean because it happens to me too, and I just play quick play and I'm on autopilot. Yeah.
Oh, that's a joke.
But yeah, but I think it just originated from the fact that you didn't really think about what to do the next fight, what to do when they're gonna move in. You know, because you know, in hindsight, instead of doing this, it would be way better to just stay where you were before, right? On this further back, because then you would contribute a bit more. Because right here you couldn't really do anything. But again, this is something I think a lot of players should do way more. It's just, especially when you have downtime because the enemy team is respawning or whatever, just think about what you're gonna do next. You know, what would benefit me and how can I maximize kind of my impact next fight? How can I take my hero's strength and use them as much as possible? And when you kind of have this mentality, you have this in mind constantly and remind yourself of it, what can I do to maximize my impact? I think it's going to be, it's going to help you make those little plans and decisions that, okay, let's take high ground. They don't have anything to contest me. I'm just going to shoot from above, you know, stuff like this. And okay, here you're just going for the Zarya, which isn't a bad play because she's fully charged, and when Zarya's fully charged, you always want to get rid of. But the McCree on the right side is Ilya. So if you get rid of him and kind of hang in the back and just shoot at their back, I mean, it still looks pretty grim because pretty much everyone is critical. But sometimes when you can do that, it really creates this dilemma for the attacking team. Like, there's only Zen behind us, and the entire enemy team is in front, but he is putting so much damage that we have to turn around, but we can't turn around because the entire enemy team is in front of us. And it creates this very this very quick dilemma. And people are often confused, like, what should I do now? You know, what should I do? Should I attack the Zen? Should I keep my shield? And this, yeah.
I could grab in a sec.
Because, you know, flanking with Zen is a valid strategy. It's a good thing to do sometimes. But you have to clear the way for that. And so, yeah, you would have killed that McCree first.
Easy.
McCree's still there.
Yeah, on top of McCree.
But that was a very, oh, you actually turned it around, yeah. But it was a very strong push from them. You managed to hold them off somehow.
Oh, they have Widow now and Junkrat.
We should have given all to Zen.
Okay, so Widow and Junkrat. So if you were playing high ground all this time, and now they switched to Widow, that would be an advisable thing to do, to just kind of hang in the back a bit more, play behind the rain shield. And the high ground place on the right side wouldn't really be viable enough because, you know, nobody can protect you there and Widow can pick you off with one shot. So again, these are those little, you know, how the game's fluid and, you know, how the switches, even one switch can change your entire approach, how play a particular point, a particular situation. Because without a Widow, you can just stand in there and couldn't be more bothered about what they're doing below you because they can't reach but with Widow, there's probably gonna be instant pressure on you.
Or next one.
I think later will be. But just damage
I'm
boost.
88. 88.
Damage boost 10 and we should be good.
If you can hit some right.
Okay, that was a good point from Chris, I think. And sometimes, you know, you should also do it yourself, like actively remind your main healer that if you want to build your trance quicker because you need it, just tell her, okay, Mercy or Moira, don't heal. I'm gonna heal Rain because I need ult charge. And it's especially important when you have those games when you kind of struggle to build it, like this one. When you know it takes you kind of a lot of time to build a Transcendence. Just healing between fights, telling your main healer, okay, stop healing Rain, I'm gonna heal them. It can really accelerate this kind of poorish rate of ult charge.
Some right clicks. Should have it.
We're almost there.
I'm getting spammed down.
Yeah, that's a very good deal. It can, and sometimes, because you know how many games I count the amount of games I had when we lost and I was like 98 on Transcendence, and these are the worst because I knew that, and you know I knew that there was a critical Rain that our Moira was just pumping heals into him while she had her ultimate and I didn't. And you know, these are the little plays that can really make a difference between winning and losing.
Slow. Nice.
Big.
Shadow.
Round 1. Who's down?
We're dead.
It was a huge block.
We got this.
But yeah, with this, again, with them having Widow, I think with you having a junk, you know, who creates very, you know, that the suppressive fire from junk is huge. So I think you can be a bit more bold and play a bit further forward. Especially here, you know, like where he is actually, and just kind of peek the corner to shoot every with charge shots or just holding the M1, but being closer, because still you can be a major nuisance for them, but if they want to kill you, if they would want to kill you, they'd have to come all the way around the corner to get you, and you have the junk. You know, you have the protection of the junk. So if you can close the gap, and you know, and obviously you're gonna use the range shield all the time.
Got this. They have no main tank.
Shield down.
And again, it may lead to more picks. It may lead to your ult charge being you're gonna build the resource faster. And yeah, right here, like your whole team pushed forward, and I don't see a reason why you wouldn't push with them. You know, you have the shield, your whole team is there. You can set up a nice defense at the corner when they're gonna go through the choke and kind of try to hold them there. And if not, you're just gonna fall back. And all this time you can shoot them. Because even when you have your ultimate ready, if you put the constant pressure on the enemy team, you know, as a healer, I know you know the situation in which your team has to push in, but everybody's kind of damaged, somebody's critical, all of a sudden 3 people are critical, and you're like, who do I heal? But you have to push in. And this is that's what you want to do optimally and ideally every time when they come in, you want to put as much pressure on them as possible to force them to make tough decisions, especially healers. Because it's way more difficult for a healer when you see 4 or 3 people being critical and the enemy team coming at you. You know, it's just really tough all of a sudden because you have to make a tough decision. Who do I heal first? And it's just that the plan scrambles, somebody dies. So just again, putting pressure, being at the choke, shooting people.
You can spam some bombs on the bridge.
Can I ask something about this?
Yes.
Let's say, I mean, is this a typical communicate with your support? Let's say that 3 people are critical and you see that your Mercy doesn't have Valkyrie. Should you just say that I can trans to, you know, bump these heroes up again with HP? Or should you save it for this stupid Hanzo Zarya
That is a very tricky question because in this case, let's say this case, right? The payload's here.
Mm-hmm.
You're there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say they started putting immense pressure on your front line, Rain's critical, whoever's there critical, Zarya's critical.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use trends, you're going to survive for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
But if they have grab, they're going to grab you and they're going to push the payload till the end because you're not going to be able to contest. And so in this situation, when the payload is so close and they only one fight away from winning the map, you want to hold the trend. You want to hold the trend for their ultimate. And your team should be smart enough to know that we have to play it safe right now. I mean, they playing it safe right now. It's okay right now. Because again, when the enemy team is going to start coming through, they can easily move back. But imagining a situation in which they are critical, and again, it's so tricky because sure you can go and save them, but then you're gonna get grabbed. But if you don't, they're gonna die, and the enemy team is just gonna push full force. Then you're gonna be either forced to trance to just stall the card or to die, and then you may not even have the chance to recontest because the game is gonna be over. So these are situations in which Zen can't do anything or a support can't do anything. It's just a matter of the team as a whole being smart and knowing what to do, that we have to play it safe, not allowing the situation in which the game is about to end and you kind of overextending and everybody's critical all of a sudden.
Right.
And because this situation, like right here, imagining these guys are critical, both choices are bad. If you trance, it's bad. If you don't trance, it's bad, But it's not your fault. It's not Zenyatta's fault.
He's now.
Okay.
But like, let's say, like the payload was just starting to move. Like they just reached the checkpoint and they moving in. And you see, and there's still a lot of time. Like, let's say there's 4 minutes left. And they push it in hard. And your front line is critical, and you can't kind of keep up with the heals, okay, trans, why not? Even if they're gonna follow it up with some gravitons and dragons and whatever, A, you can still recontest full force. B, you forced ultimates from them, so they're not gonna have them for the next fight. Sure, you're not gonna have trans, but you force the most powerful combo they have, right? So I think it's a fair trade. But it all depends where the payload is. Because if it's safely somewhere further near the start of the checkpoint, it's fine because you have another battle, maybe even 2. But if it's close to the finish line, it's just you have to be smart. You have to defend it.
I'm not holding there up there.
Falling back.
Oh, and there you go. They just saw people get critical. They got a bit damaged. Everybody's falling back.
We got grab.
They don't have shatter.
We don't have grab. We don't have grab yet. I'm at 70. We got chance.
Go for shield.
Hold on.
Fuck,
Are they getting grab?
I almost got ult. I got ult.
Okay, this is gonna be very interesting here.
I'm dead.
Okay, so you down 1. Your main damage dealer is done.
Okay.
And Jesse got just booped around, and he can't really do anything either. He's in the enemy territory right now. It's 40 seconds, which means this is pretty much the last push.
Nice rest.
And he's just, they forced him out of position by booping him. And this would be extremely ballsy. But if you tranced here and went all the way there to save him, that would be a very good play. But in all fairness, I probably wouldn't do it either in the heat of the moment. Because it just seems like such a ballsy play to make. But that would be the right play right here, because he's gonna die. Because he's on his own in there, and there's the entire team just attacking. And you lost it. Okay, Junk got res, but still, if you lost the rain, the fight's over. They're gonna win the map if they kill him. But again, I'm not holding anything against you here because I probably wouldn't trans either. But that would be a good play.
Highest 1 on point. Highest so low on point.
Poison.
Widow.
Because there you go, Junk died again.
Widow's focusing me.
Because your Rain wasn't there with the shield, and the Rain died. So now you're down 2. And they 6, they coming in full. Zarya's pretty much half right now. So actually, you know, a more plausible trend is now to try to keep the Zarya out and just stall the card. But yeah, the good play, but extremely risky play, is to trance and try to go all the way there and save it. And then, as the trance is kind of drawing to a close, you just shout at your Rain, just move back with you, so you can kind of re-establish your defense here.
Junker and Mercy on me.
Yeah.
Lucy on me. Lucy on me.
Use ult. Use chance. Just chance, lady. It's okay.
I go.
You need to.
Ryan. Block my shit.
Oh shit! I saved it. Going on point. Ult for Dolma.
Yeah, but you know, it's just unlucky. It was this chain of events, and it really be, you know, you can't blame yourself, or the teammates can't blame you, because Junk died. So it all started this chain of events. Then Rain got booped into enemy lines, behind enemy lines. There's nothing we can do to help him. Like Zarya tried to give him the bubble, but that's obviously not enough. So you're down Junk, you're down a res, then Rain dies, then Junk dies again, and it's, you know, nothing you can do at this point.
Never.
So I would probably trance faster when Zarya was still alive, but it's not a winnable fight. They are 6 and you are 4. And you have Mercy alive, I tried trancing Zen, Zarya, and whoever, and Widow.
Can I get a link? Where's the link?
Hey, come on, dude, in VODs, come on, man.
Sorry.
Goddamn Swanky, man.
Fuck you.
Alright, but yeah, again, in this situation, this chain of events, and even if you trance to save the Zarya, that would the value would be exactly the same as if you, as in the trance that you actually, the play that you did, which is, because you would just stall the card. That's all. You would die immediately after that.
Alright, 7 more seconds.
I can't get on there.
You can do it, Chris. Overtime, Chris, overtime.
I tried, but the Junker in front.
So yeah, because this situation, this whole thing was salvageable, but it would require an incredible play from the Zen player that can't really be expected from anybody. Like even top 500 Zenyatas, you can't expect them to make this play, because it's beyond huge. It's beyond balls to do that.
Game sense.
Yeah, but that's really next level game sense to do that shit. Especially knowing that enemy Zarya probably has grab.
Unlucky.
Or I would change.
You still held very fine. Good job in general.
Then again, the ground.
Oh, my coffee arrived.
Yeah.
You also have a tracer, so that might even make.
Thank you. Thank you.
If they do have a shield, I'd probably poke them from behind, so they can push back.
But you need orb for that to stay alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, from the first half, the takeaways, to sum it up, definitely be more aggressive. Try to always be in a position to put out damage output. Just spam, because it does 2 things. It creates pressure on the enemy team, and it helps you build your trance quicker. And you want, obviously, trance. Every ultimate is pretty much the hero's most powerful ability. You want it online as often as possible. So this is the takeaway. And the last one is just knowing their composition. Try to, analyze it on the fly and realize what's the best being position. Like this first point, if the high ground above point would be actually really good. And same second point, being on the bridge, on the high ground, on the bridge would be also a really good spot to be in. And the third point, before they switched to Widow, being on the balcony, also a very good position, very good to create pressure and constantly shoot people in the face.
Give vibes your orb right now.
Where the fuck is it?
Oh, you stopped.
But yeah, the most important thing out of all of these is being more aggressive.
Oh, you stopped, right?
Fair over here, over the roof.
And here, leaving spawn, I never do that. You always let people go first. Because, you know, you're only 200. There can be sneaky damage dealing abilities waiting for you, just the door open. And it's kind of backbreaking for the team and everybody when you leave spawn, you die immediately.
Easy, don't go first, ladies. Don't go first.
Watch out for Zen.
I wanna go first. Woo.
I'm gonna.
Alright, and this here, like Rain already moved in, and so did Zarya. You know, there's this already a few seconds of downtime. You could have been shooting all this time. Like, you know, hang around this corner and just peek in and out with the shot.
What's their second?
We need to go quickly.
Okay, they have a tree.
Yeah, they found me.
Yeah, so far that was the first offensive move you made against the enemy team, and you could have kind of started shooting like 10 seconds ago.
Go left side.
Yeah.
Shield's almost down, shield's breaking.
Watch out for the tree.
Yeah, there was a window also to Discord Rain. Like every time you get this window, this bracket that indicates the Discord is available, you have to look for it. And, you know, Rain is always a very good target to Discord, even when he has the shield up. It's just, because it makes him play defensively. And it allows your Rain, and we're going to see it actually in a few seconds, it allows your Rain to be more aggressive. Because the enemy Rain knows that unless he gets all the support that he can get from his team, can't be aggressive. Otherwise, he's just going to lose the fight.
Let's go, lady. Let's go.
Recharging
Watch out
shield.
for the tree. Watch out for the tree.
Recharging shield.
Bubbles ready?
They have no bubbles. Yeah. No.
Okay, so with the Pharah obviously hovering around the tower, it wouldn't be a bad idea to stay in the building behind. Because again, there's when you're in the doorway, you can still see everything, other than this thing kind of obscures the vision, but everything here and everything there, it's visible, which is pretty much as it is right now. And you have protection of the doorway.
No.
Okay, but and here, as Jesse moves in, you want to help him by discording the rank.
Send low, nice. Shooting a point.
I'm down.
Okay, very nice discord, and this is kinda, the situation that was the last point when I was talking about, like, your Rain is there, so he's gonna come through this way. So the enemy, and you have this nice crossfire, even though Rain doesn't shoot, but still, it's this nice crossfire, and you're gonna see this Rain being so confused. Like, which way should I face? And if you can create it as Zen, and usually actually being on the high ground allows you to create those dilemmas for the enemy team. Like, how am I supposed to defend myself now? Which way should I face to defend myself? Because if you face right, somebody's gonna shoot you from the left, vice versa. So yeah, and look, he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. Like, still, you know, your team had an advantage, but still, it's just an example of nice crossfire action.
Good. Oh, wow, Tara. Oh, jump on.
Dude, I think I just noticed, like, Chris took out Frazee on this push. Like, he did it first pushes, like first defense as well.
Yes. Yeah, he actually, you know, he did well in those battles in general. He definitely gave Frazee a run for his money.
Well, I knew Chris was talking about his Pharah. He was a little he wasn't very confident on his Pharah anymore, but like he stood up to a Grandmaster Pharah player. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
I think the difference was with the Fire play, just Frazee had way better barrages.
Yeah.
Bridge up top? Dude. Hoodlog and Trace, they have a bridge and a Cree.
Okay, nice. Here, as you move through the street phase, it's always nice to enjoy the protection of the payload. And I like I like putting pressure on the high ground. Because again, with this comp, and in general right now, you don't have anything to contest the high ground. So if somebody's there, it sometimes falls on Zen to just create this suppressive fire and kind of keeping the whoever's there in check. Because they know that they discorded, they know if they peek, you may have the charge shot ready, and they can get one shot. So I like it. I like the discord on McCree. I like keeping an eye on this tiger. Especially that you're doing a way better job so far this round at building a trend.
Easy, dude. What are we talking about? Let's fucking go.
I got bubble. Nice. Right
Easy, my dude.
And this is again, it was a nice opportunity to discord. And you know, it should be like this. What's the word? This kind of reaction thingy. You see an opportunity to discord on a juicy target like Rain, you definitely want to do it immediately. You know?
Mercy's one in the castle.
Big. More. Bridget.
Bridget one. Mercy.
I got you.
Alright, very nice. Trans almost ready.
all them
Okay, so here at the payloads moving, obviously the choke area is on the right, and then be coming through the little archway. You want to spam it as hell.
Farah's going left. Farah's going under the bridge and left.
Have that.
Yeah, now we're gonna move to do it, but you could have been doing this all this time.
Just keep her busy. Don't get booped off.
Oh shit!
Like, sure, nobody was there, but and you made shot once, twice, thrice, but the fourth time around, somebody is gonna turn the corner and get dinked. And if you can get picks, and it happens surprisingly often. And if you can get picks like this, it's huge. They down one person, even before the fight begins. It's like a mini widow. Okay, and here actually, I think it's gonna be kind of what Jesse was asking a little bit before, during the defense. Like, look at this attack. You're very close to finishing the checkpoint, right?
60 and grab.
Right.
I can't see you.
All right, and you were kind of looking around. I think because you got damaged from some fire rocket, and it indicated that the damage came from behind, because it exploded behind you. You were kind of looking around where is the damage source coming from. Yeah. It was kind of unlucky that you get distracted like this, because Rain really needed it. And this was the push you could have won. And even if not, look, you have very nice time. There's still 4 minutes left. They probably have ultimates in line, but so do you. So if you go aggressive with this trend to help Jesse in a very tough spot, but you know, he's creating pressure on their front lines. If you can support him with trends, keep him alive, he can probably kill people. And maybe even kill Zarya before she can grab. So I think trends here would be a very good idea to just enable this push. And even if it doesn't give you the checkpoint because they retaliate with their own ultimates, it's fine. Because you just use trend, you can build one quickly because you already did. You have 4 minutes left, you can probably build 2 more ultimates. And it's gonna force their most powerful combo is gonna be gone probably after the trends if you don't finish the map. So it's kind of a situation in which you have nothing to lose, because if you're gonna go down another trip, you know, you're gonna lose this fight because you're gonna lose this one because Rain is gonna die. You're gonna come again, and it's gonna be kind of a stale they still have Grav and Barrage, you still have Trend, and all of these ultimates could have been out of the table already, which would be beneficial for your team. But yeah, I would definitely trans right here to save Jesse.
Hold on a second.
Wait, where are my heals?
Yeah, where are his heals?
Dude, where are my fucking heals, dude? What the fuck?
76.
My ult is 79, so we can combo if you want.
But you know, I also understand why you held back. Like you probably were like, okay, I really need the trans for the Grav. But mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but keep in mind, they have Mercy Farah. Like that's even damage boosted rocket barrage. You're not gonna survive through it. So always think, you know, a very healthy approach to the ultimate game is just, and the whole economy is the trading of it, how they stack against each other and how they trade with each other. Like if by trancing, because by trancing there, when Jesse needed help, you create a lot of pressure on the enemy team to hold the point. Like they on a defensive and they already damaged as well, and you might even win the fight. And even if you don't, you're gonna trade the trance probably for Grav and Barrage. That would wipe you anyway, even if you trance during the Grav Barrage combo. So I think this is still a very good trade because A, you're getting the transcendence of your hand and you can start building the next one. B, you may win a fight when trancing with Jesse, and you force a very powerful combo that would kill you anyway, even through the trap. So you know, when you think about the trade that you're making right here, or that you would make, that's a very favorable trade. I'll take it.
So we can combo if you want.
Too deep, she's too deep.
Yeah, we can grab.
There's no way you could have known that in that moment.
It's okay, I survived with 100% in it.
Oh, what you mean?
I mean, that's kind of a game sense thing, right?
Yeah, it is. But you know, again, when you're kind of ready because you thought about it beforehand, like you go out of the gates and you see Farah Mercy with Zard, I immediately know it kind of makes no sense to trans in the grab because they're gonna kill us anyway. So I already in this attitude that I wanna use my trans offensive to enable pushes when all of my tanks are critical, but we can win the fight. I'm using trans to give us an aid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I used to.
Because here, like, you gained nothing. You're just wasting time right now by not using any ultimates that fight. You all had ultimates. I mean, you had an ultimate, and you didn't use it. People died. Time is winding down. I mean, there's still a lot of it, but it's just winding down. And you're gonna come. The next fight is gonna be pretty much identical to this one when it comes to the situation of the entire game. Nothing changed, you know? And again, in such scenarios, I think it's just way better to start building the next.
Oh, yeah, except Sen.
Like, I actually also watched the Hollywood game that you uploaded today, and I was on Zen on Hollywood, and I used 2 trans, and then the 3rd trans, and the enemy Zen tranced for the first time when I tranced for the 3rd time. Like, who's getting more value here? So sometimes it's just, you don't really want to, I know it's a very powerful ultimate, and in this meta, you really want to counter the grab.
I'm at 87. Fair on the bridge.
But if you can get it often, then just go for it, use it, and then build another one.
Oh, so he's dead.
Oh, never mind. He did
Don't go
it.
for me, Jesse.
Yeah,
Don't-
So
don't-
if you know you can get it quickly, you can be like.
Yeah,
"Sure,
yeah,
okay."
that's true. But I see on the attack round, I see you have way easier time dealing damage and kind of being more aggressive. It was it was kind of a different story on defense where you played really tentative and careful and safe, which meant you didn't really shoot a lot, and then the ult charge was kind of stuck. But here it's a different story because your whole team is attacking and you're attacking with them.
Leave it, leave it, leave it.
Man.
Nine, on point, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that was a bad barrage from Frazee.
1.
Oh, that's okay. So that was Chris's barrage. Oh, see, first one. I mean, this is such a weird fight. Like, who's gonna win it?
Tires on the left side.
Wait, I'm confused. Who used barrage first? Frazee? No.
Can you rewind it for a bit? Play it from here.
Are you ready?
Because there's gonna be a grab from your team.
Leave it.
Yeah.
No, that's from the enemy.
Yeah, it's enemy team. Yeah, enemy team grab.
And someone's barraging. Am I right? Oh, that's the Mercy beam.
On point, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, all right.
Now here Frazee barrages, and then
Okay.
and then he barrages. Yeah.
Because also, you know, when it comes to the trend in this meta, there are two ultimates that you have to be mindful of. And the first one is obviously Graviton, but the second one is the Shatter. Like, both ultimates can mean the end of a push and a whole team wipe. And still, you have to choose when do you want to save your team against which one. Right? Let's play it back because, you know, you're taking the quick route because you almost have the point. And right here, you should start charging before you're even on the staircase. So as you turn the corner, you immediately unload here. Not even knowing if anybody's there, you just unload it. Because somebody might, and look, there's Spyro. If you had 5 shots ready right now and released it right now, in all, you know, it's very probable that this Spyro would die. And that'd be huge for your team.
Hiding castle, puppet.
Okay, but, you know, the situation developed as we can see, and I like that you're staying here. This is a good spot because you can still contribute with the discords, the harmony, and the damage. And you're safe, and you're relatively safe. And the key point here is anytime there's a situation like this, when you're attacking and the enemy team to contest the payload, you want to be further back in a position where you see everything, you can shoot at everybody and help, but they can't really attack you in any way because they have to contest the payload. So this is a really good spot to be in.
Stand by. 2 seconds.
Because they can't do anything. They can't leave the payload. And you can shoot them for free.
2 seconds. Nice fucking kill. Gotcha, keep fighting. Kill her. So you have. So you can die, everybody else.
Alright, this is we could hear the Zarya can die call. And I think it's a mistake. It's a small one, but still to change the Discord to Pharah. She's not contesting the payload. All you want to do right now is get the point. If you kill the Zarya and, you know, you can kill her quicker with Discord, obviously, that's a way bigger win than if you just Discord the Pharah and hope that Chris is going to kill her. Because even if he kills her, there's still Zarya on the payload. So definitely, I think you just want to get rid of the tanks on the cart. Okay, now it's the Discord, fair enough.
So fucking bad right now.
Mercy low.
Saya's gonna hack Gravity.
But look, she's still alive. That's crazy.
A sec. You have to kill her.
Yo, there's a Mercy on her.
I can't shatter because of this fucking
She's
lag.
down. Mercy one.
Mercy dead.
Okay, and look, and this is kind of what we've been talking about earlier about the flank, because this is a flank. This is Azanyara on the flank, and look how powerful it is. They are all so occupied with the payload that the McCree didn't even really notice. He just noticed you when it was already too late. And it's huge. You just stand here and you just shoot everybody for free. It's perfect. You know, you get your ult charge super quick. You're killing people. This is a very good play to be here.
Bridges down. Big. Monkey. Winston. Genji. Big. Easy, bitch! Fuck off. Get out of my game.
I'm 76, by the way.
I'm 70.
I got
No.
already when you are.
Wait for me, yeah.
Yeah. He's
Not
pumped.
toxic, by the way.
But yeah, you know, again,
Someone push.
way better job
Push.
at building your ultimate during your attack round
We need to push.
than the defense.
We need to supplement this switch.
Dude, Ryan turns me into a monster.
Yeah, we can switch like.
They have shadow. No, they just switch.
I like it. But look, you're way more aggressive than you were on defense. You know, you're constantly looking for angles to shoot. You hang around cover, but you always have the visual on the enemy team, always shooting. This is good.
Sorry.
You know, again, immediately you can see how fast your ultimate charge in comparison to the last round.
Yeah, they switch for monkey.
He heals.
They don't have any.
Full back.
A little bit back.
The
Okay.
side is Scruff though.
Dude, what are you...
He's too far.
Put this down. Yo, you're with me, Tracer, right? We still do this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
3, 2, 1.
I got stunned.
We're winning this.
You should
Someone don't point. Jump one left side.
Nice.
Left side. He's left side.
I like that you held on the trance. I don't know if you even considered it, but okay.
Never mind. Got him.
Sorry, one. Sorry, dead.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get shadow bridges. Push it.
Yeah, but you know, I would consider using trance in that scenario. I mean, actually, after the rain died, and then you get pick on somebody, and then Zarya grabbed, I would be like, okay, let's push this advantage, and let's be sure that we can win this. But it worked out well enough, so no need.
Ryan, no abilities. Ryan, low. Everybody on Ryan.
Wait, is this brick ultin? Yeah, she's ultin.
Everybody on Ryan.
Very nice shots on her. It create, you know, the brick that's ultin, she is kind of brain dead. I mean, in general, I'm not talking about the player, I'm talking about what Brigitte players do when they use their ultimate. They're just gonna drop the shield and go straight at. And it's just a perfect opportunity to shoot her in the face. And when you do, she's all of a sudden forced to use the shield, back off. And I like that you just abused the fact that she went in, because she was just so sure she's gonna kill everybody. Then you got some shots in, and then she's forced to retreat. That's huge.
Ryan one.
So low. Great trend. Someone behind us.
Okay, that's a good trance, really good one.
We're getting behind. I can't.
Just by the way, wall cuts off the trance, so if somebody would be on the other side and you would be here, they don't get healed. And also with shields, it's the same with shields. If Winston puts his bubble, let's say the bubble is here, that's the bubble, and you're here, somebody's inside the bubble, they're not gonna get healed. Even if they're like 1 meter away of you, they won't. You have to go inside the bubble to heal them. And again, if you're inside the bubble, everybody outside the bubble doesn't get healed. It's just something to keep in mind. You know, I see sometimes people being confused. Why did they die in trance? And I'm like, dude, why didn't you get out of the Winston bubble?
Every time she hits me, she heals. I can get a tracer if you want.
Yeah, please.
What do we need?
No, I suck dick. What do we need? Hanzo? Soldier?
Moira would be good.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, even though you use trance, you're already 20. That's not bad.
Yeah.
You can
No.
go.
Go back.
Okay, so they use trance. As graph, I'm sorry.
Yeah, easy.
So it's also, well, you know, when you Zen, you also want to keep track of, at least try to, keep track of the ultimates of the people you try to counter with your train. So if they have Genji, you want to try to keep the look at how he plays and how much damage he does, how many people he kills, so you can know and be ready and kind of estimate who's winning the ultimate game. Whether you're in front with Trent or he's in front with the blade. And same with Zarya. If you see she's supercharged the entire time and she stays alive, nobody kills her, she's probably gonna have graph quicker than you're gonna have Trent. So these are those little indicators to know that, okay, if I see a fully charged Zarya, for instance, and I know I'm behind, I'm just gonna try to really just spam rain and spam the easiest target shoot at to get my ult charge as quickly as possible. So these are the little things. Try to keep track of the ult charge of the people you want to counter.
Fucking I so even saw it, damn it.
Yeah, I like it. This is a good spot to play in because, again, you see everything, you have cover. I like it.
Yeah, there's probably less push, so they don't have fire.
So yeah, and actually, you have 50 seconds, 45 on trends, and it's definitely doable. Get it as, let's say, the overtime gonna begin. But so right now, my approach would be, okay, I really wanna attack tank, bump my charge rate, and kind of overcharge it.
I'll use it up.
Right, nice. 85. Mace low. Big. Go jump.
I like it, and this is you get 2 picks. You get Briggish getting res, but you kill Train. This is huge opportunity. Without Train, you can charge your ultimate quicker because there's no shield in your way. So you just want to move in with your team, try to build the trends as quickly as possible.
Got him. Receive low. No bubble. Receive one.
Yeah, anytime. I think in this meta, the Discord priority is as follows. Brigitte, always. You always want to kill her first. And the close second is very charged Zarya. Like a high charged Zarya is always a prime target for a Discord. You want to kill a high charged Zarya as quickly as possible. So this is something with Discords kind of also have the idea how to use it in a game. But I think your Discords are okay. Sometimes you're just kind of slow to Discord people, like you had an opportunity but you didn't take it. But I like your overall Discord management and the fact that you just stick your Discord to one person. You know, I see a lot of players switching Discords all the time, and this is just this is not the way to use it.
I think it was mind game.
Ow. Nice,
guys.
Oh shit. What was the time?
I'm 97.
Did we get into overtime?
I hope not.
Because then we have final attempt. I think
Yeah,
we have more time.
exactly. I think we got more time.
Yeah, we have a minute.
13
Yeah.
Dude, easy, my dog.
Where do you want me to go?
Okay, what defending? Lady, I think we might need send. It's 1 minute.
You know, I don't remember which game was it, but this is a good point to keep in mind, like filtering the info. I think if this is gonna be this game, no, I think it was some different game that I watched on the channel from the Sunday Fun, and it was somebody screamed to use trans, and you were playing Zenyatta too. So it must have been this game. I don't even. And then you did, and it wasn't the time to use it, but you just followed the instructions of somebody.
We would need a send at one point.
And this is also a skill to just filter the info, like to still listen to it, get it, like comprehend it, but then make your own decision whether or not I should do it or no.
Yeah. Okay. So our priority right now is. Oh, well, you're gonna pocket this to Farah, that's right.
Damage push get started, I'm gonna try some work at the spawn door.
Yeah, I was gonna say damage boosting send, but Farah is more important, I think.
Bro, what do you think of this Ryan spray? I think it's fucking great.
I can try to hold a Discord orb if they have a Pharah
like
on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If not,
Yes,
on
please.
tanks. So.
Yeah, they have 100% Pharaoh.
All right, so minute 13. Again, this is by the end of the round. It's definitely possible you can have trans ready, but still, you're missing on the opportunity to get some free ult charge. Like I think a big part of Zen's gameplay, I mean maybe not big, but fairly big, is just abusing the angle and playing the angles. You know, where it's really difficult to hit you, but you can get some guaranteed damage. And like here, this is one of these spots. You know, there's this little opening, and it guarantees a hit. It guarantees like 10 ult charge if you get a headshot. And on every single map and every point on the map, there's a spot that allows you to just shoot for free, pretty much. I mean, not like constantly, but just once or twice maybe, and then move on. But it's huge because again, it can boost your ult rate by like 15%, let's say.
Tracer? They're going right side again.
Yeah, they're going right side. I ran out of juice. I can't fly anymore.
All right, so again, as they have the fairly stationary comp, like being on the point is kind of risky. It's kind of risky, especially with the rain charging in far in the sky. There's a lot of damage that's just gonna be floating, just being dealt in general on the point. So again, just a reminder, good idea would just be on the high ground, actually. You know.
Fly anymore.
Oh shit! Nice. Easy, my dog.
A huge pick.
Easy.
I mean, you followed up on the already a lot of damage.
Fall back.
Need heals.
Yeah, I like it. I like it that you try to direct them. Like sometimes people get excited. Jesse got excited. He's critical. He needs to fall back. But yeah, I like that you say it. You know, some people don't say it. They choose not to say it, and then the rain died because he got excited. And you know, again, if somebody shouts at you that get back, you're gonna get back. That's just how it works.
Chris, I can't see you.
They keep me on a leash, woman.
I'm covered by Zen orb.
Okay, like here, like it's kind of a downtime. Nothing's happening. Always when there's a situation like this, charge a shot, shoot at the choke. At the choke. I'm gonna show you where.
Chris, I can't see you.
Here. I don't know if you see the dot. Okay, yeah, shoot there. This is the head. This is the head level, and really, I'm gonna say it again. You'll be surprised how many picks, 3 picks you can get. Somebody turns the corner, oblivious to what's happening. Then there's 5 orbs going in their face.
Dude, you should know how, like, if you're playing against Chris, like, he's such a greedy DPS player, he will just pick like a corner as Widow, and then you just get a right click.
Yeah.
With Zen, like, it happens a lot.
No, I was talking to Jesse.
Oh, Tracer's flanking.
Don't peek.
Oh,
Okay.
oh shit.
So yeah, when this is a very 7 second very aggressive push kind of things are going down. I would first see what this rain is doing, whether he's gonna go here or here. But if he's going this way on the point, which is more likely because they have to contest, I definitely rotate it because they go in full force, and I need protection.
Shit, I don't see him.
Everybody on Ryan first.
Good there. That's Farah. That's everybody's here.
Everybody on Ryan first. Run there. Shit. There's no recall.
Nope.
Big slam.
No, so top of body.
Okay. This is a high pressure situation. See, you're kind of confused. And this is a skill. I think it just develops over time. When you just kind of stay, it's important, especially as Zen, a squishy hero, to stay cool in a situation like this. And again, like nobody is discorded at the time, and because you were just kind of looking around, because again, Farah just splashed damage somewhere behind you. You were looking around to see where's the damage coming from, and it got you so distracted while the the most crucial fight is going on that I think, I mean, obviously it would be better if you just kept your cool, kept your composure, and just discord on Zarya and methodically just dispatch her and move to the next hero. And playing Zen, you have to really embrace the Zen. Be cold, be methodical.
Mercy behind you, lot on top.
All right, and huge, and look at this. You charge your Transcendence in minute 13. In the last match, it took you, 3 minutes 30 on defense? That's 3 times faster. You charge your Trans 3 times faster. I mean, sure, they had to be more reckless in their approach. They just had to contest. But this is also a situation that you can take advantage of. You know they're going to be rushing the point. You can get easy, guaranteed ult charge.
No, she's fucking getting... Nice. Heal.
Very nice.
Fair mercy, still. Fair mercy. Right off the left.
You mean Zarya?
What? What knocked me off? I got you. Easy.
Yeah, but very good. Very good trends, because, like, fight was going on. Some people needed healing. Maybe not optimal, but in a situation like this, that's what you want to do. You got your trance, you pop it immediately. Because it's always going to give your team an edge.
Proceed taster. So it's not recall. Dude, easy, my dog. Easy.
Alright.
That fucking pin was...
Yeah, that's going to be it, because the next round is Brigade. So yeah. I mean, as this match progressed, I think you've became more aggressive, and it definitely benefited your team in general because you dealt damage, consistent damage. You built your ultimate faster. So yeah, summing up. Be more aggressive, but more aggressive in a smart. Like you can be more aggressive by staying on high ground. Putting constant pressure. If somebody's attacking you, you can always retreat. Usually, with these comps, nobody's really gonna come after you. If they do, it's gonna be like a one hero, usually. So you can always retreat. A lot of high ground positions allow a quick retreat to safety or to a health pack. And with the ultimates, I see what you're doing, and it's a good habit to kind of hold it for the graph, for the big thing, for the team wiping thing. But I think you should be more liberal, more open about your ult usage in general, because still, even if it's a subpar Transcendence and you didn't really get value, you can get the next one. Yeah, I also watched the Nepal game that you were against me. I mean, it was kind of unfair match, but this one Nepal round on Village, as Moira, you didn't use your ultimate the entire round. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a fair match, sure, but at least I remember there was this one moment where it was just the perfect time to use it. It was fairly early. I think it was like a second push or something. And Argyle got kind of booped out of the choke on the high ground on Village, and he got low, somebody else got low, and you had this perfect straight line in which you could have healed everybody on your team because they were all in front of you. But it didn't happen. And I actually think if you use that ultimate there, we may have lost that fight. I mean, me and my team, because we didn't have ultimates yet. And you would have better sustain with the Moira ult, and that would allow you to push us harder. So I think in general, just watching also your other games, I think, again, being just more confident with your ult usage. I think in general, sometimes it's better to use it and blow it instead of holding it and then you're gonna use it and it's not gonna be the perfect trend or the perfect Valkyrie that you hoped anyway. And in the meantime, you could have at least one more Valkyrie or at least one more trend. So I think this is something also for you to keep in mind. And because look, how many times a DPS player blows his ultimate? Like Genji blades 1v6 and he dies. Like nobody's really talks about it. Like, yeah, okay, he just wasted his ultimate, whatever. But because you are support and you're supposed to save people, like the importance of this ultimate is way higher than just some DPS ultimate, let's say. And I think it creates this more pressure on support players that, oh man, I really need my ultimate count. My ultimate has to save everybody.
Yep.
But it can lead to those high stress situations, these very, very stressful moments in which you're holding it for like a 4th minute. And then you're just so scared that, oh my God, what if Hanzo's gonna pick me right? And I'm just gonna die, we're not gonna have trends. What if I use it too early? What if I'm pressured and I have to use it? What if I die when I have it? And it's just, I know it because I play Zen a lot and I know how it is. And I also hold ultimate sometimes. And it's just, I think the longer you hold it, the more you kind of handicapping yourself just psychologically. Because you just think about it all the time. Then you're not really thinking about the game anymore, just thinking about that you're holding your ultimate all this time and you have to use it. So it's just, I think it's healthier in general for your gameplay to sometimes just use it. You see an opportunity, use it. Okay, so I think that covers it. Any question?
Plusky, I know you have questions. Unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Perhaps.
How the fuck do you have the stamina to do a VOD review this long?
I mean, it was an hour 30, man. That's not
How
too long.
rude. How rude.
That's not rude. It's a genuine question.
We started 9:30, my doggy. It's 1 hour 30 flat. It's not that long, and it was 21 minutes of Zenyatta game.
Proud of you, man.
And
thank you, Scruty. Big thank you.
I mean, was it helpful? I always think that it's not helpful. Like, I just talk about it, but it's just like, eh.
I have a question, but it's a bit off topic.
All right.
Do you feel like that you are gaining anything from doing the VOD reviews to us?
Yeah, I do. And in general, since I joined here and was kind of involved in some conversations with people, with Swanky and whatever about the game and stuff, and watching you play and just sometimes reviewing. I think I did 3 reviews so far. Because you know what? When you talk about it and you teach it, right? And then you do it. You're in this situation that you were talking about, which with the coachee, you're less likely to make a mistake because you already went through it. You instructed people how to do it, so you know how to do it, right? You then see those situations. It's like we said earlier, Ramsey, when you were in this spot that you made this awkward flank and you were like, what the fuck am I doing? It kind of eliminates those situations in my gameplay.
Cool.
Because I reviewed people's games, I'm conscious right now, very conscious of how I play the game.
All right, I'm glad to hear.
Interesting. What, you think we had a chance? You think that we had a chance to begin with?
I'm actually gonna I think this week when we're gonna play, I'm gonna record my perspective if I'm gonna play. So you can also see it. I think it's also gonna be useful for you guys because then we can even make a review like a quick one. We're just gonna get in here, whoever's interested, and I'm gonna be talking about how I played Zen and going through, my decisions, why I did this, why I did that,